This Shark vacuum cleaner's filthy. Shark DuoClean vacuum cleaners like this one have fantastic suction. But if you want to maintain the performance of your Shark machine, you need to make sure that you keep it clean. Filters with pores blocked with dust and cleaning heads clogged up with hair and other materials can reduce suction and reduce the efficiency of your machine. Welcome to Big Ted's Home and Garden. In today's video, we're going to look at how to clean a Shark DuoClean vacuum cleaner. I've been really impressed with my Shark since I bought it. I've probably had it about 3 years now. It's flexible, gets right into all the tight corners. It's adaptable. You can take it apart, for example, if you want to take it outside to clean the car. There are loads of accessories you can use with it, and it's got great suction. But because the Shark picks up so much dust and dirt, if you don't keep it clean, you start to lose suction, and then the hoovering takes longer and becomes more of a chore. So to clean this Shark, I've brought it outside. I'd recommend you do this outside. It can be quite dusty. This particular model is the Shark ICZ160UK, but they're all pretty much the same. This is a cordless vacuum cleaner. So we're going to look at where the filters are. We're going to look at how to clean the bin. And we're going to look at how to clean the cleaning head, including the anti-hair wrap brush, which you can see has got hair in it. Though to be fair, this is much better than the brushes I've seen on other vacuum cleaners, which can become horrendously clogged up with hair. So we'll start by cleaning the bin first. And to do this, we need to lift the tabs to remove it from the machine, and then release the catches at the top and at the bottom to open up the bin. So I'll shake out any loose dust. And you can see that this conical metal filter at the top of the bin is clogged up with dust. Now to clean this, I'm going to use a nylon brush. This came in a set of 3 from Amazon. It was dirt cheap. There's 1 copper, 1 steel and 1 nylon brush. I'll put an Amazon link in the description below, but this is really useful for this job. It's just a case of brushing the dust off the metal mesh so it doesn't restrict the airflow. A dry microfiber cloth like this one is good for wiping off any loose dust from the inside of the bin. But you will find there are a couple of recesses in the moulding which you can't access with a microfiber cloth. So I use this car detailing brush instead. It gets right into the cavities in the bin moulding, dislodges all that dust. This brush actually came free with some alloy wheel cleaner, but I think you can buy these on Amazon or eBay. An old paintbrush should do the job as well. Once you've cleaned the bin, it's worth wiping down the inside of the cavity it sits in. Again, using my microfiber cloth for this. And then the ports which lead into the bin, clean those out with a brush. And then wipe away any leftover dirt just with the microfiber cloth again. The next job is the filters. There are 2 filters on this particular machine. There's a HEPA filter, which you can find by the battery. So take the battery out. You'll find the HEPA filters at the side of the battery. There. To remove it, you just pull it upwards. It can be a bit stiff at times, especially the first time. And there you see the HEPA filter itself. It's like a concertinaed card designed to filter out very fine particulates. Just brush it clean. You can separate the folds to try and get as much dirt out as possible. I've read conflicting advice on whether you can actually wash these under cold running water. Some people say it actually damages the fibres. But if you do decide to wash it, make sure that you dry it before you put it back. Leave it at least 24 hours. That's what's suggested in most literature. The other filter's on the other side of the machine, underneath this cover here. So you pull down the toggle and pull that off. You can see the filter there. This one is absolutely filthy. You just grasp it and pull it out. There are actually 2 parts to this filter, as I'll show you in a minute, but it's obviously been doing its job. It's absolutely full of dust. Cleaning this filter is very simple. It's essentially a foam outer cover which you can slide off, and then it's covering a cloth inner filter which we'll wash later. To clean the foam filter, you simply rinse it out under running water. You don't need to use any detergents, just keep running it under the tap and squeezing it. As you can see, that's much better, so we'll put that to one side, and then we'll take the inner filter. This is a cloth filter wrapped around a plastic moulding, and once again we can just clean it under running water. Just use your fingers or thumb to brush off anything that's persistent, and then I tend to run water through the inside of the filter just to force out any remaining dust from the inside. So just shake off any excess water, and then if we take our foam filter and give it a squeeze, we can take them both outside and dry them. I just put them out on the clothes area to dry. If it's winter, put them on the radiator, it doesn't really matter. While the filters are drying, we can be cleaning out the cavity that the filter sits in. Again, I'm going to do this with the brush and a microfiber cloth. Let's get all that loose dust out. You can see there's plenty in there. And then the microfiber cloth just rubs off anything that's still stuck to the plastic. Just get the last few little bits out and then we'll be ready to go. Once they're fully dry, refitting the filters is very simple. Just slide the HEPA filter into place and then you can put the battery back in. The foam filter pushes back on over the cloth filter, and then grasp it by the toggles and push the filter back into position in its housing, and then you can clip the cover back into place like that. Clip the bin back into position and we're ready to move on to the cleaning head. First thing I'm going to do with the cleaning head is remove the front roller. To do this, simply push this red tab up and the roller pulls straight out. The roller itself's not too bad, but the comb behind it is absolutely filthy, as you can see. So we pull all the bits of fluff out of there, and down at this end there's a great big chunk of stuff. Look at that. Looks like cat hair mainly. And there's also a fair amount of material stuck to the plastic underneath the roller. Scrape the worst of it out with my thumb. There we go. The small stiff nylon brush that I showed you earlier is great for getting rid of anything that's still stuck on. You can see from the amount of dust on the worktop how much dirt there was still in there. And then just pick off any last little bits of cloth from between the teeth. A few little bits of cotton. The roller itself wasn't too bad. Just give it a quick rub to get out any loose dust. Then we can put that to one side and we can move on to the brush. The main brush is supposed to have anti-hair wrap technology, but you can see here there is some hair wrapped around it. It's easy enough to pull out. Just get a pair of pliers and lift it out. To be fair, it does work quite well. My wife and my daughter both got long hair, and previous vacuum cleaners we've used, the brushes have been absolutely clogged up with hair. So this is not too bad. There's a few little bits of cotton around there as well. Again, just pull them out. Rotate it manually, just make sure you've got everything out. And there we go, a piece of plastic in there. But that looks pretty good now. It's just a persistent bit of cotton tangled up in the brush. Pull that out with a pair of pliers. There we go. I've saved the fiddliest job for last. That's these little wheels on the edge of the cleaning head. As you can see, hair gets wrapped around the axle and makes them more difficult to rotate. They should look like this. And removing this hair is a right pain. Trying to pull the hair out with pliers just pulls out a few strands at a time. I find the best way to do it is to work it out using a very fine knife, like this one here, and then you can pull clumps out at a time. Eventually you'll get it all out, but it does take quite a bit of time. Satisfying when you finish though. So once that's done, we'll give it a final wipe down with a microfiber cloth, and then we'll be ready to put it all back together again. As you can see, the cleaning head looks much better now. To refit the roller, you need to locate the front marker. That's going to go on the left hand side. You take the other end, push it into position, and then locate it so the front is at the front, and then clip it in. Then you can rotate the roller and you'll see the brush rotates as well. And that's it, we're done. So I hope you found this useful. If you have, leave a thumbs up. Any questions, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Big Ted's Home and Garden. We'll see you soon.